What's going on, guys? This is Shoosty Bang, back with another video for you. This is 21 Days of Black Ops, Day 5, brought to you by Snoob603. Playing Demolition on Havana. I am playing with Fake Thriller. I don't remember who else. Since Black Ops has come out on Tuesday, we've been actually very good about getting to play with a lot of other guys. One of our kind of YouTube commentator friends, if you will. He's referenced on our YouTube page, Veggie530. On this, he's Arcunio. We've been playing a lot with him. He keeps talking about how bad his connection is, which it is pretty bad, but we've been able to make it work out pretty decent. And I think the whole lag issue has been with everyone really lately, not any one in particular individual over another. But, you know, there's been plenty of other people we've been playing with. So, in this game, not necessarily this game in general, overall, we've been playing a lot of Demolition. My last video, which I believe was on day 2, I gave my knee-jerk reactions, which I kind of caught a little bit of fire from on some of the forums. Generally, a lot of people agreed with me when I said on the spawning, but I wasn't really clear on that. What I was mainly talking about, actually, I was only talking about Team Deathmatch. I've only played Team Deathmatch, Demolition, Capture the Flag, and Domination. I refuse to ever play Team Deathmatch ever again in this game. The spawning is a fucking joke. I don't care what anyone says, it's just my opinion. I think it's atrocious. I'm not saying it's a fact, that's just my observation based on perception. I think it is atrocious. That is a perfect term to use to describe my exact feelings on the spawn system in Black Ops Team Deathmatch. So with that being said, even in MW2, Demolition was my bread and butter. In Black Ops, it still is my bread and butter. I love it. The spawning isn't completely fixed, but it's really not random by any means. It's pretty consistent. You know, you get not necessarily one spot, but you kind of get like 2 or 3 spots spread over a general area of a map where people are going to be spawning. You know, you can count on when I die, I'm going to be in either A, B, or C part of the map, somewhere in that general area. And that's what I like about it. You know, you don't get these bullshit spawns where you die, you're running over somewhere, and all of a sudden some guy just randomly spawns, he's looking at you, you're like, oh cool, here's a knife right in the back of your head. So, for me, that's what I love about Demolition. Things are a lot more consistent, and they're under control. How I feel this compares to Modern Warfare 2's Demolition, it's pretty much the same. Like, just like in Modern Warfare 2 with Black Ops, some of these maps are good and some of these maps are absolutely abysmal for playing Demolition on. And it's because of the way the maps were designed. They really weren't intended for a Demolition type game. Because you've got one bomb site that's generally easy to either defuse or plant at. You know, it's not like it's in a really difficult spot to get to, or it's not wide out in the open. It's kind of a middleman's bomb site, if you will. You know, it's not so good defensively that you can't get in there to make a bomb plant when you need to, which is good. One of the maps that stood out to me in Modern Warfare 2 where that was a huge problem was Quarry. Anyone could get to A. It was kind of in the open because it was in the mouth of that building, but it was kind of enclosed because, again, it was in the mouth of that building. It was in that perfect sweet spot where it wasn't too difficult to plant, but it wasn't too difficult to defend. Now, the B bomb was a completely different story. You could not get into there. Once the team defending got in there, and if they had even a modicum amount of skill in this game, they could lock that down. There was absolutely no way you could get into B unless the other team was decent or worse, and your team was really good. It was just an incredibly difficult bomb to get to. There's a couple of maps in this game that are just like that. There's one that really stands out in my mind, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of the map. I've been struggling to remember the map names lately. I need to like sit down with flashcards or something to memorize them. But there is one map in particular, again, I don't remember the name, that just, I hate it. I absolutely flat out refuse to play it because it's one of those type of maps where it's either A or B, one of the two, not bad. You can make it happen. You know, if the team's really good, obviously they're probably going to keep you from it. But the other bomb site is a friggin' nightmare. It's impossible to get to. It's just locked down so well. One of the other maps that stands out to me is Launch. Launch is a really good one for spawn trapping. For when you're trying to plant. When you're on defense, and you start out kind of on the lower end, so when you're looking out towards the middle of the map, A bomb would be on your right along with the shuttle. That's okay, but, you know, like, if you're on that side of the team, to me, it's pretty easy for you to spawn trap. We actually had 2 or 3 games now since this game's come out where we absolutely got just completely fucked by the other team. They came in, they spawn trapped the shit out of us, and it was a nightmare just to try and break even in the game. At one point, we were down negative really bad. But, you know, that just goes. So you're not always going to get to a point where you're constantly winning unless you're an absolute beast of a team. But sometimes you're going to get against a team that's even more beast mode, or you're not having a good night, they're just having a really good night. It happens. Some of the maps on this game, really good for choke points. Jungle comes to mind when you are going to defend. You're heading out to the 2 bombs, so you've got A on your right, and you B on your left. Defending B seems to be really good, or actually even when you're planting on B, because there's that little path down along the edge of the map, where the boundary of it is, that makes it that's a really nice choke point. And then same thing for A, you coming out under the bridge. Those are 2 really good choke points. There's that map. There's a couple other ones that are really good for kind of just controlling how the flow of the game and not letting people really run it down your throat and everything. It's good. The map balance for some that is way too open, some are really tight, some have choke points, some are just, you know, no choke points. It's good. I do like Black Ops in that respect. I think they did actually a pretty good job with the maps as far as if you're playing Demolition. Kind of going back to the spawns. Sometimes, again, it can be kind of finicky. There are some games, and again, I can't remember the name of the map, but it's a snowy level, and there's B, and that's the map. I think it's Satellite or something like that. That one's a pain in the tits to try and plant on B, because the spawns don't make any sense. The B-bomb is not really in the middle of the map. It favors the defensive side of the game, of everyone playing the game. So, unfortunately, they respawn, and they're right on top of the bomb already. So, you know, you're trying to get back when you're planting. It spawns you all the way on the other side of the map, and then actually there's 1 of 2 points. If you're looking at that huge circular building in the middle, it'll either spawn you down in the bottom left corner or far over to the right. And either way, it takes forever to get back to either bomb site. Or, sorry, to get back to B from either spawn site. Whereas everyone on the defensive side, they spawn like almost right behind it. It's a short run. I mean, they're to the bomb inside of 10 to 15 seconds, depending on what they're doing, if they're trying to get out equipment or something. That's really like the only map that comes to mind where the spawning's a real issue. It's like, okay, listen, I know you want to keep the spawning kind of different to avoid any sort of spawn trapping and kind of keep it fresh, but it's a real pain in the ass when you've got the people defending it on a bomb that's terribly difficult to plant on anyways, are spawning almost on top of the damn thing, and you're on the other side of the map. So it really is a pain in the ass when you go in and you get the bomb plant, and all, you know, there's only like maybe 2 or 3 of you guys there, and the guy planting gets killed as soon as he plants it, and then the other 2 guys get capped from behind. What sucks, the whole team's there, they're on top of the bomb, and you respawn, and you're all the way on the other side of the map. And then there's the other end of it where you make the bomb plant, or you come in, you clear out the map, the bomb site, and you go ahead and get your plant, and all of a sudden they're on top of you. So, not really an issue, but it's, you know, one of those things that kind of stands out to me that like makes me scratch my head and think like, you know, they really weren't thinking when they placed the bomb here, or they really weren't thinking when they planned out the spawns and everything. But all in all, like, compared to my knee-jerk reactions, I think I gave the game a C- at the time, and I thought I was being generous. I'll give it a B+. I still think it's kind of laggy, but talking to Fake Thriller, he's done some research, and he thinks he's found out why that's so. But, I don't know. Again, it's just how I'm feeling. But, this is Snoop603. Thanks for checking it. Make sure you subscribe.
Come on. Do it! Do it! Come on! Come on! Come on! Do it now!